there's no good return on investment with cats. And being a person that makes content on the internet, whenever I tell the public that I just don't like cats, I don't fuck with them, it's like putting myself into an open flame.
Oh, 100%.
It's like a secret I have to keep. Like, guys, I have a terrible, like, if I announced to the internet that I murdered someone, they'd be like, it's okay, queen, everyone, learning experience, like, get it, girl. If I tell someone I don't like cats, they're like unsubbed, unfollowed, banned, blocked. I'm like, okay. Right. I just don't like cats.
Hey everybody, it's Minisode number 40.
Oh no.
The 40th Minisode. We were just talking about animals, cats and dogs.
Was that the sheet anniversary?
The sheet anniversary?
I don't know.
What does that even mean?
Like satin?
I don't get it.
For your 40th?
Satin.
Oh, we're talking about cats and dogs and how if you don't like animals, you're a psychopath. Like you have to pick one or the other. You don't have to pick even if it's a hedgehog. You gotta pick an animal. If you don't, if you gotta have a fucking fish for all I care. But if you do not, I think a lot of that comes down to the fact that if you don't like animals in any degree, any form of animal, it also shows that you can't take care of anything else besides yourself. You know, like if you can't, like you at least have enough. Like it's like an empathy test, right? Like I gotta feed this fish because I gotta keep this fish alive. You know, there's like this. You need the smallest amount of empathy to keep a fish alive. It does nothing. You just fucking throw some flakes in there and you're good. You know, like you don't really. Fucking occasionally change the water. Not that hard, especially if it's depending on the fish.
Right.
There are a lot of simple animals you can have, but it's an empathy test. If you don't like animals in any degree, you're a psychopath. You want to hear something weird with that?
Sure.
I don't know. I don't personally know, or if I do, I've already distanced myself from them. People who don't like animals.
Yeah.
But I do know someone, my uncle, who does not like music. How weird
What
is that?
does that mean?
I'm talking any form of music. Does not like music. Doesn't care for it. Doesn't listen to it at all. Which is really weird because his brother-in-law, my dad, is a musician. But like. He does not listen to music, never has, never will, doesn't care for it, doesn't like it.
Has he handled movies?
I don't know. But like he
hates baseball games when they start playing.
Yeah.
He's just
will not participate in the wave.
I mean, it's not like that kind of shit where it's like, oh, he's at the fucking movie, turn this music off. It's just he doesn't care to listen to music. He doesn't like music.
I wonder if it's just like a like how he hears. I wonder if it's just like a noise thing.
Yeah, his ears are wrong.
I don't know. I don't know. I've never heard of that in my entire life. I've never found somebody that doesn't like. There's always somebody like something.
Yeah.
You know, whatever their fucking taste is, they like something.
So what does he listen to in the car? NPR?
I mean, I don't know. I don't fucking hang with them, but
our podcast.
Yeah, which is what everybody should be playing.
Not for long for shitting on him.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't think that far. AJ never does.
He's fine. He's a fucking retired old man. He probably doesn't even know how to work a podcast. So
you'd be surprised. He's listening on his iPod Nano.
iPod
I don't know. I had a stroke.
iPod Shuffle. Remember those? You guys remember those?
I said iPad, so I've already had a stroke, so it's fine.
Because the shuffle, you could never change the, like you could never like pick the song because it was always on shuffle. It had no screen.
I never had any of that, so
it was literally just like. So like it was the only iPod with no
shuffled,
screen.
Yeah,
it only shuffled, and it was literally like it just clipped on. It was smaller than.
Yeah,
it was actually about the size. It's about the size of this fucking sauce packet. Yeah,
I would say it's even a little bit smaller than that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen one. I just didn't have one.
It would clip to your emo belt with the studs on it, Sam. Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
Man, I went through so many of those.
Yeah.
It's so okay. I'll save this full tangent for when we get to our full episode because it is related to technology and stuff. But just a small little thing with the iPods. It's funny to think that like I remember getting a video iPod for Christmas, and that being like a huge fucking deal, right?
Oh yeah.
And it's like at the time, like it was like remember that was a thing. Like everybody had like the different types of iPods. Some had like the thick ones, some had like the little nanos, some had like the mini.
Yeah.
Because the iPod like mini, the iPod Nano, the iPod Shuffle, the iPod Video. Like it was like a whole.
Some of us
like,
didn't have an iPod, AJ.
Some of us had Zunes. You know.
I had a Zune. I had a Zune, and let me tell you why I had a Zune. Did you have a Zune, Sam?
I had a Zune, yeah.
I liked the radio in it.
Yeah.
And I think that's where iPod dropped the ball. That's where Apple dropped the ball. I liked being able to listen to the radio.
So
And that's a feature that I feel like Apple
still, to this day, like their UI way better than
Yes!
way
Sam.
better. As a matter of fact, after it fucking got a virus and died, I still used the program for my iPod.
I mean, I agree. I think
mean,
it worked better.
The worst part about the iPod, which at the time
I had a Gears of War Collector's Edition fucking like 32 gigabyte Zune.
The worst part about the iPod, and again, at the time I loved it, but the worst part was having to use iTunes. That was the fucking worst, you know? Like, now I like the ability to, like, I remember taking all my CDs and popping them in and ripping the CD and then putting it in iTunes. Like, yeah, here we go, you know? But then, like, I realized how annoying iTunes was over the course of whatever, you know, and it's just a fucking shitty program, and but I got a whole thing.
iTunes is annoying.
When we get to our full episode, we'll go back and talk about some more of this stuff here.
Okay. I really liked my Zune, and the only reason I stopped using my Zune is because something with the connection broke, like maybe the prongs, and I could no longer charge it. Look at that. Look at that beauty. Look at it go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, look at how cool that is, right?
Yeah. I see
look
that.
Look at the radio. Look at that.
Look at the radio,
and you know what it makes me
baby.
think of?
Oh, you could put pictures on it. I remember that. I had this one fucking stupid video that I put on there, and it's this dude dressed as Jigsaw riding a tricycle, and he falls over, and everybody laughs. I don't. It's,
you know what I think of when I see that, like the Gears of War logo all over that. Is that fucking the Gears of War song where that dude redid the Tears for Fears song.
That's a Tears for Fears song?
Yeah, that's a Tears for Fears song.
What?
Oh, I didn't know that. I know that, song, but I didn't know it was Tears for Fears.
Yeah, it's a remake for Tears for Fears. Yeah, and it's all like upbeat, like when I thought it kind of funny, and thought it kind of sad. Like they're all like upbeat and bouncy with it. Like whereas he's all like like fucking playing his little sad piano. Yeah, solemn. Okay, so anyway, guess what? Did you guys know that on June 17th we will be doing our 50th episode of Everyone Sucks Here, and it's gonna be live on YouTube.
I knew it.
Yeah, June 17th.
That's coming up.
That's coming up. That is 2 weeks from well, us recording this.
Yes. So a week from when you hear it. I don't know the future.
From when this comes out, it's because this is a mini-sode, so it's Monday, so it's going to be like a week and some change.
A week and a half or something?
It'll be like a week and a half, yeah.
Just look at a fucking calendar.
Yeah, June 17th.
Just open it up on your Zune.
Yeah. On your Zune. June 17th, it's going to be at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. We will be live on YouTube, youtube.com/Everyone Sucks Here. Very easy to find. Very easy to find. Now, keep in mind.
Tell your friends.
Yeah, tell your friends. Tell everybody. If you're listening on Spotify or iHeartRadio or fucking iTunes, whatever you're listening to us on, that is amazing. Don't stop. Keep doing that. But if you want to interact with us and see our fucking faces or whatever, for that episode in general, we will be live on the 17th of June. We'll still be taking the episode and posting it later on. It's going to go back on Spotify and everything. So, like, for those of you who missed out, if you're not able to attend, it will be on like a normal episode. We're still going to be posting it everywhere. So, that's the thing. This isn't like a fucking limited collector's edition where you missed out and it's fucking done.
I'm deleting it.
Yo, get fucked.
Yeah. 50th episode, get fucked. None of you get to hear it.
This is gonna be like that Wu-Tang Clan that they only made one album of.
Yeah. We're gonna
yes.
We're doing this only for one person. We're streaming this directly live to I don't know, Barack Obama. He's the only one who gets to see it.
Only him.
It's straight into his fucking iPod Nano, because that's the technology he's using, I'm sure. Old ass man.
You don't think Sasha's like, yo, you need to
Dad, chill.
You need to upgrade.
But yeah, so June 17th, it's going to be amazing. If you guys have stories you would like us to read specifically for that, let us know. There will be a chat. We'll see how much we can try to interact with it. It's going to be weird because it's obviously a fucking podcast, so we're still going to be doing our thing. But I
don't know how much interacting we're going to be able to do.
Exactly.
But
we will see.
Yeah.
We might. See.
This is our first time doing anything like this, so bear with us.
Yeah.
Bear down.
This is our first time even streaming on fucking YouTube, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a fun thing. It's just going to be a fun little 50th anniversary. It's also the anniversary of 1 year of this podcast. So it's everything, man. It's all wrapped in one. So mark your calendars. I think that's all I got. I'm going to keep chilling this out every single fucking episode until that time, though.
Yeah.
So get used to that. It is Sushie's Minisode. What have you got for us, Sushie?
Okay. For my blazing hot asshole. Let's go. Am I the asshole for telling my client that his daughter ate her brother's gelato? Hey, y'all. I work as a babysitter. Clients contact me via Facebook, and I've been working for this family for nearly 2 weeks. Both parents work long hours, and they have 3 kids, 11, 5, and 3. The oldest is named, quote unquote, Jess. I have especially hard time with Jess. She's difficult and stubborn and can be annoying, but I've seen all types of naughty kids, so Jess isn't actually that bad. Yesterday morning, before their dad left, he told me that the kids' moms prepared homemade dessert for the kids, gelato, that was placed in 3 bowls in the freezer, and asked me to serve it to the kids at noon, not before breakfast. I said, okay, got it, and he went on his way. Jess started pestering me about wanting to eat her gelato before breakfast, but I said no. Instructions were clear. Unbeknownst to me, Jess had already sneaked her gelato out of the freezer and ate it. When it was time to give them their bowls, I found out what Jess did. I didn't get mad or anything. I mean, who cares if she ate it before breakfast? So what? I just handed the 2 kids their bowls and sat with my phone. Jess stood there saying she wanted a gelato too and started pestering her brothers, trying to take their bowls. I told her to leave them alone. She already had hers and ate it all. She stopped till I went to the bathroom. I came to find the 5-year-old was crying, saying Jess ate his gelato. I was so mad. I told her I'd tell her dad, but she begged me to lie and say that I ate her gelato and try to convince her brother to lie too.
Oh my God.
I told her dad, but she tried to accuse me of eating one of the bowls, and he was mad at her. He got all dramatic, sat Jess down after she insisted that I ate one of the bowls, and started addressing her like she was an employee, saying, "What are we going to do about this, Jess? You're not being honest here, and that's not okay." He ended up punishing her and apologizing to me after the kids backed me up. The mom wasn't happy with me and said, as an adult, I should have figured this out without basically saying that I should have backed up Jess's lie and that I ate the gelato without putting her oldest through this and cause her to get punished. I told her if she thinks the punishment was unnecessary, then she should just discuss that with her husband because this is his decision. She implied that I could lose my job for behaving like this, and just because her husband treats me well doesn't mean that I'm allowed to do whatever I want. I think I mishandled it. Jess hates me now. So, am I the asshole? Well, guys. What do you think about that?
Sounds to me like if you don't think the punishment fits the fucking crime, then you need to talk to your husband about it because I don't give a fuck.
Right. Right.
Who sass that? You should have just lied for the kid so that she didn't get punished.
You should lie for the kids is that I ate the gelato? Like, why are you raising a manipulator?
Right.
It sounds like she has... Honestly, it sounds like she has a problem with the way her husband handles things, and the mom needs to fucking figure that shit out on her own. Like, why are you addressing the babysitter like that?
Right, like why? And that's like a big indication on how you view like class relations. You know what I'm saying? Like you're teaching your kid, not only is it okay to like throw another person under the bus, but they should just take it.
Yeah.
Because what?
Right.
This shit made me mad.
So does that mean you guys are thinking asshole?
I don't think she handled it badly at all, honestly.
Right,
I mean,
like,
she
what did
handled it.
tell the truth? Stop being a weirdo liar.
She literally, like, the dad
Stop
was like,
stealing from your little sibling.
yeah. Don't sit here and tell me that the babysitter ate your gelato when that did not happen. And we all know that it didn't happen.
Don't let your kids fucking run the house.
Yeah, I mean, that's ultimately it.
How
yeah.
is that like not a thing that's just...
This is what, a 5-year-old, a 7-year-old? I forgot how old Jess is.
11, 5, and 3. So the 11-year-old.
The 11-year-old, yeah.
So the 11-year-old is the one that said...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The 11-year-old at this point should know
11-year-old
that...
sounds like a spoiled brat.
Yeah.
Right.
The 11-year-olds by now know, like, you know, good and bad.
Yeah.
So, like... Yeah.
You're stealing from your 5-year-old.
You're stealing
sibling.
shit from your sibling and then attempting to blame the babysitter. Like,
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, and also that's the thing too.
what are we gonna do about
not that
this?
kids, not that kids know this, but like if you're sitting there like blaming like a fucking babysitter, right? That's their job.
Yeah.
Like you're like, now a kid's not gonna go think all the way through the fact that like this kid could lose their job, but who knows what kind of parents these are too? Like, what if they? Oh, you're gonna steal from us? You know, like it could snowball into a whole other fucking thing because people are fucking crazy, and the last thing you need is for somebody to think that you're stealing from them while you're in their house, even if it's something innocuous like.
And you're also teaching the child not to respect the authority figure. Why have the babysitter there at all? Let them Lord of the Flies it out.
Yeah,
Exactly.
for real.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, like why have that person there?
Yeah.
If what they're saying in the moment has no validity. You should have just let the kid lie. Fuck out of here.
This sounds like some fucking like 90s movie bullshit too. Like, which is funny thinking, like looking back on the 90s, how often there were movies about like kids who had babysitters, and the babysitter was always the antagonist when there were always the one that was actually right, because they're literally just like, I'm just trying to do my fucking job, dude. Go to bed.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, like, but somehow we're like, yeah, go kids, fucking kill this babysitter.
Oh my God. Sounds like it.
I think another part of me is like, I'm so over these people. Like, oh, you could lose your job over this. Good. I don't fucking agree with your bullshit
Good, I wanna
anyway.
work for you. Right.
Go ahead. Find another babysitter, Debbie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find another babysitter then. Go
this
ahead.
economy?
In this economy. Yo, do you know how many people don't want to fucking watch your kids for fucking $5.15 an hour? You know, like, fuck off. Like, I'm not going to sit here and listen to this shit.
Watching your little Novax kids.
Jesus Christ. Over some fucking gelato? I'm going to lose my job over some fucking gelato and you punishing the kid?
I have to lie and say I ate the gelato.
No,
I didn't even get gelato.
I'm sorry. I already know what kind of people these are because they eat fucking gelato, all right? Not only do they eat it, but they have it available. It's not even a matter of like...
No,
like,
the mom made it.
That's even more
So
fucked.
can you imagine that the mom made gelato and then
like,
was like upset that they like lied
this is like
about
a step
it?
below of like, oh my God, who got into the caviar again? Ugh. You know, like... This is not a fucking real world problem. You don't complain about somebody stealing your gelato. A gelato is like, you have it and you eat it right then and there. You don't just like...
Right.
Who's got the time and the money to just make gelato in their free time and then hold it for later on? Fuck out of here.
If you got time to make gelato, you got time to watch these kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Take care of your damn ugly kids. How about that?
Damn, we were really escalating on that. So we agreed not
From the high court of everyone sucks here.
Yeah.
Fuck that mom.
Fuck that mom.
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole.
Just try to do their job. Leave the working class alone, please.
Leave the working class alone.
Please. I beg. Okay, so I didn't go for, and this one ties in.
Oh no.
This one kind of ties in. So I didn't go for a misconnection because I found this subreddit called Confessions, and some of them are too juicy to read on the podcast, but it's still an interesting subreddit to read. So if you're interested in people airing their own dirty laundry, go to r/confessions. So this is where I got that.
These are Sushie's confessions.
And it ties in because I went with the flow, you know?
Okay.
I hate a 5-year-old. Cue the judging responses. I don't care. It's a neighbor's kid. He's annoying AF. Rude, constantly doing this squealing, whiny sound. Doesn't listen for shit. And just has a stupid face. I pretend to be nice to him, but secretly I'm like, God, just go away, you little shit. I thought that post was the fucking funniest thing.
Oh, that's it?
That's all week. This is me anytime I'm in a doctor's office.
Yeah. Like, shut the fuck up.
Get the fuck away from me.
Get it away from me.
This is, it's funny because like, there really is like, I don't know what it is about kids that like, they're either, I'm not gonna say great, but they're either tolerable or they're just the fucking worst.
They're awful. Yeah.
You know, like it's one of those things where usually it's other people's kids. I just fucking hate them and like out in the world. And I think a lot of the time it just comes to the fact that the parents are shitty and then
it really is. Yeah.
It's like because like you said, like we go to the doctor's office, there's always a kid fucking running around. It's like, well, it's not the fucking kid's fault. It's the parents for not fucking controlling the kid. But then that kid grows up to be a parent that doesn't control their kids, and it's a fucking vicious cycle.
I've literally been grocery shopping and had a small child like go in between my legs and like they were just like running around hide and seek, whatever, not paying attention, ran in between my legs, right? And then I've had the parents stare at me like I'm the fucking idiot.
Right, like you're supposed to intervene.
Like I'm the fucking predator or some shit like that. Like, what are you doing?
People always do that shit. It'll literally like, it's like the people who let their dogs off a fucking leash and their dog runs up to me and they look at me like I'm fucking supposed to be doing something. Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna like push your dog away because
I don't know. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna let this happen, but like it's not my fault that your dog's on a leash, you know? Like, put your kid on a leash.
Right? God.
Put your kid on a leash. I hate the age where kids see all female presenting people as maternal and just run up, like between like 1 and 3.
No, I get you, yeah.
And they like touch you because they just think anyone that's like feminine
I mean, they don't know.
in presentation.
Yeah.
No, and I'm not mad at the kid in that situation, but it's always so fucking weird.
It's
I'm like, please stop touching me.
It's uncomfortable. Yeah.
Stop hugging my leg.
Well,
I don't know you.
And again, that's the thing where like the parents shouldn't let the kid get that far because they always because when they fucking go off, you can like there's a thing you can like I feel like we've all probably babysat kids at some point in our life, like I used to take care of my nephew when he was a toddler. And so when he'd come over, it was like, okay, like I had to be pretty vigilant because he's a fucking toddler. But you can tell when a kid is just walking around and when they're walking with a fucking purpose. You can tell, like they have a suspicious walk to them.
They gotta get to their job, AJ.
When they have a little bit more of a hustle, a little bit more of a waggle, they're gonna go do some shit, and you gotta go scoop them up real quick. Like anytime I'd be sitting there and I'd see him fucking, he's waddling a little too much right now. I knew he was gonna go fucking, if I didn't turn around, or if I turn around, he's gonna be covered in all the wires. He's gonna be fucking plucking.
Was he the dog now?
I mean, they're fucking toddlers. They don't give a fuck,
Similarities to a certain degree.
It's just like, so like I feel like maybe it's because like I've only ever like watched other people's kids, or I've watched my nephews and stuff.
Yeah.
And like that, like I'm hyper vigilant of it because it's like they're not mine, so I'm like I have to be super focused on this.
Yeah.
But like
you gotta keep this alive.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, do parents just like lose that over time? Because like there'll literally be times like we'll be at the grocery store or something, and you could see like a toddler doing some shit, and I'm like I'm hyper focused on it. I'm like, why is nobody's gonna let, everyone's gonna let this happen. Everyone's just gonna let this happen.
We're like watching this train wreck.
Like, and he's zooming off, and next thing you know, he's fucking pulling shit down from the fucking chip bags and shit, and you're like, and then the parent is like, oh, Billy, come here, and you're like, no, clean that fucking mess up.
Yeah,
Janine.
and they like drop like 3 bags of sugar or a tomato sauce jar or something like that. Yeah.
I think the worst one is, and we experienced this. We were at the mall and we just saw a fucking 2-year-old walking by itself through the mall, and we were like, what?
So
like we literally
where are you going? Are you gonna go buy a pantsuit for your job interview? Where are you going?
We literally stopped in our tracks and we're watching this kid.
I followed it. I followed the kid because I was worried that because the thing is I'm sitting there I see it
But then you look like the creepy guy following a kid.
The thing is,
you can't win.
I kept my distance from it, but I kept it in my eyesight and I followed it because again, it was completely alone. Then I turn around and behind me, quite a bit behind me, is I'm assuming one of the parents, and they're they're sneaking up and they're they're peering behind stuff and kind of giggling and stuff. Basically, they're hiding from their 2-year-old.
It's literally so fucking traumatizing. That's gonna going to present itself later in its life, and they're gonna be like, "Why do I have all these issues about
abandonment?"
Yeah. So they literally.
Issues literally shit like that.
Yeah,
oh my god.
They're literally hiding from their 2-year-old and they're basically watching to see what the 2-year-old. It's sort of let's see what he does, And he wandered off, but I saw it, so that's why I was kind of I need to make sure this kid, because the thing is, the way he was going would have been to leading outside of the mall.
Oh my god! Because he thinks his parents left him at. Oh my god!
So
why do I know that? Why do I know that? And I have no children.
And I kid you not, when I saw the parents and I saw them giggling, I looked and I kind of gestured to the kid. I was kind of and they laughed and they went the fucking finger to the mouth shh thing. Oh, it's a big secret. And I was like, okay, whatever. There's the fucking parents. Let's go.
I'm just trying to make sure,
I'm literally trying to make sure this kid doesn't die.
Yeah.
Or get kidnapped.
Kidnapped and murdered, but okay, sure.
Have fun with your fucking little giggle
issues.
Game. Yeah.
Cool. Love that.
And the thing is, too, because where it was going, it's walking down, and it went into one of those alcoves to the right where, how malls are. It's a big open area, and you turn right to there's the exit, and there's 2 extra stores or whatever, It's so it turned right out of the view of a normal straight line, which is another reason why I kind of went and looked, because the moment they fucking turn a corner and you can't see them again, that's when fucking somebody scoops them up.
Yeah.
So, it was the dumbest shit. I forgot about that until you brought it up.
We all grew up in the 90s. We know how much we can be kidnapped. Come on now.
For fucking real.
Right. What the fuck? I still worry about getting kidnapped.
Stranger danger, motherfuckers. Come on.
Jesus Christ.
The saddest realization that you're getting old is knowing that you're too old to get kidnapped. Oh, no one wants me anymore.
But you're still small enough.
It's true. From behind, you can't tell. Is that a 4th grader? Let's find out.
What have you got for us for your...
Well...
Oh, right. I know what you got for us.
We got a submission.
Yeah.
We got a submission from Lisa V, who is a moderator of mine in my Twitch channel and a good friend. All right. So I didn't pre-read this. I have no idea what it's about.
Don't fuck us on this, Lisa.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
It's good.
It's going to be terrible, but we'll see. Hello all, big fan of the show and would love everyone's take on whether or not I should take the time to wish my father a happy Father's Day this year, or if I should take this opportunity to part ways. In the interest of time, I'll try to keep this succinct while still providing a bit of background about my relationship with my dad. I also want to mention that I'm so thankful that Lisa can write properly. So this will be a lot easier for everyone involved.
Thank you for editing your letter.
Yes, thank you for editing and using punctuation. I love it here. Yes, come through punctuation.
Okay. Never mind. June 20th. I was checking when Father's Day was. I thought it already passed. I thought they said May 20th, and I was like, oh no, we're late. But no, it's June 20th.
Yeah, I literally don't know when Father's Day is. So
June 20th. So.
Sure, if you say so. Yeah. We have never been close. Growing up, my mom and I were close. She was the caretaker while my father was more like an uncle that lives with you. He would show up at dinner and I would see him around the house, but he didn't socialize with me because he was always doing his own thing. If he was around my mom and I, he was rarely a willing participant and would more often ambivalent or angry that he was being forced to spend time with us. When I got older, my mother became ill and passed away in November of 2003. I was 14. There was no change in the family dynamic during this time. He remained distant and perpetually uninterested unless he was specifically needed for a task. After my mom passed away, there was concern and talk within the family that he was an unfit parent, but no one stepped up to the plate. So he and I started what I would call a symbiotic relationship. He paid the bills, I cooked and cleaned, and stayed out of trouble. He would pick me up at the library after school if I missed the bus, and I would wake him up before I left for school. We got along without issues for the most part. Fast forward to the summer of 2005, and my dad started dating a woman semi-consistently. She seemed fine, so when he talked to me about her moving in with us 2 months later, I said I was fine with it. To be honest, I thought it would be nice to have someone else around. I'd spent a lot of time alone up to this point. His girlfriend got pregnant later in September of 2005. They got married in February of 2006, and then had my sister in June of 2006. That is when things really went south. To make a long story short, my relationship with my stepmom has been difficult and fractured. It's littered with incredibly toxic and inappropriate behavior. I don't know that you could say it was abusive, but it was definitely manipulative and emotionally traumatic. I moved out a few months after I turned 18 when she slapped me across the face during an argument in the street. Then I had to move back in with them a little over a year later when I was 19, and then moved back out almost a year after that, right before I turned 20. Between 2009 and 2019, I stopped talking to my stepmom at least twice a year or more. During that time, I would have virtually no contact with my family either, as he seemed... Oh, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. During that time, I would have virtually no contact with my father either, as he seemed uninterested in maintaining a relationship with me. Currently, I have not spoken to my stepmom since she got arrested for the third time in April 2019 for shoplifting from Walmart. My father asked me to bail her out for the second time, and I refused. A decision I made for a multitude of reasons. After that, I spoke with my father less and less. I moved to Virginia in April of 2020 and told my father after the fact to avoid any unnecessary drama. Since being here, I've spoken to him about 3 times, the last of which was Thanksgiving 2020. We have not spoken since. It is currently June 2021. With Father's Day approaching, I've been wondering if I should reach out to him to say hello. I don't really have a relationship with my father, but something about not wishing him a happy Father's Day makes me feel guilty. I also want to put an end to this distance that we do where we talk for 15 minutes to verify that the other person is alive. I feel like at this point in my life, I'm trying to make a family for myself, and maybe if I'm done with my relationship with him, I'm just need to be done with the relationship. I'm confused. Hold on. I feel like at this point in my life, I'm trying to make a family for myself, and maybe if I'm done with a relationship with him, I just need to be done with my relationship with him. Okay, so she wants to like solidify. That's it. Like, we're moving on or we're not. This is very deep, and this is something that Lisa and I have commiserated with a lot, because I also have a very fractured family dynamic, aka it doesn't exist. This is very, very interesting. I mean, I know what I would do, which is nothing. That's what I do.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that's healthy, or like, I don't know. I'm not,
Okay. I guess I think I'm the only one here who actually has like a relationship with their dad.
Well, mine's dead, so.
Well, yeah, I know, but like,
we can't get the Ouija board
not
out.
saying you didn't. You had a relationship, like there, yeah.
So,
but like still present day relationship. And but I do live a fucking thousands of miles away from my dad. So and also at the same time, my parents do annoy the fucking shit out of me all the time too. I think that's just life in general. It kind of sounds like, okay, so from the way you worded it here, it sounded like at first that like towards the end that you want to reach out, but at the same time you want to do it because of not so much because you want to, but out of guilt.
But out of guilt.
And if it's out of guilt, then there's no relationship there if you're reaching out for guilt. There's just not. Like, I think it's really fucking shitty that you have to deal with this fucking terrible stepmom, and that's probably also a big linchpin in the whole situation too, because it's like you have like the caveat of like, okay, well, you could try to rebuild your relationship with your dad, but there's always this fucking looming.
There's another one there. There's another.
Yeah.
Like,
and there's always going to be a thing in the back of your head. It's like, do you really want this relationship with me because you care that I'm your daughter and you want a relationship with me? Or do you want me as a safety net for when you are in trouble? And I have an unfair advantage because I know Lisa personally. So I know more about the story.
Yeah,
I'm not going to put that on the podcast.
Yeah.
But it's like I understand where she's coming from of having doubt. It's like, do you actually want the relationship with me, or do you want me on speed dial for when your electricity goes out or someone's in jail, or like what does this actually mean? Because I would look at it like, well, you know, do you actually care? Because the last time I talked to you was Thanksgiving. Christmas has passed, New Year's has passed, her birthday's coming up, other things have happened, but now
so
I just feel like it's convenient, you know?
I don't know about you, Sushi, but I don't have any experience with like a step parent.
I don't. No.
Yeah.
I do.
I think you're the only one of us that has experience with like a step parent. In that dynamic, not saying that your step parents are like this, but that you have that dynamic.
Having them in general.
Yeah. So I can't really speak on that end. I think just from this, just hearing what I've heard, it would be really hard for me to have any type of relationship after. Like, I wouldn't be able to forgive someone who slapped me across the face.
No, that's
for
not
no
right.
reason, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's
Right.
and you're not my parent. We didn't have a good relationship, and then you did this. You know, like I'm not gonna forgive that. That is something that happened. You know, and then for my parent to be a little upset that I didn't help with the bond or the bail for this crime that they've committed, and it's the third time. Like,
it's not. Yeah.
So
it's not the first time.
I get the guilt, especially around this type of holiday. I get it. Like that is definitely a thing that happens. And it is. I feel like it's just amped up from social media, seeing it in the store, you know, that kind of thing. Like, you really see everybody's like, if you've still got him alive, you gotta say, I love you.
Family
like,
for life.
No. I think that's extraordinarily toxic, and I don't subscribe to that.
It is incredibly
Very like victim blaming.
It's very victim blame, but it's also I can feel for you with that guilt aspect. So honestly, in my opinion, I would say there's two things you can do. You can either let this be the ultimate last time and reach out and have that heart to heart and say, hey, this is all the fucking shit that, you know, I'm done with the you know, like only reaching out on this certain thing. I wanted to have a relationship with you. I would hope that you would want to have a relationship with me as your daughter and as your family member. You know, we've been through all this, you know, and this is kind of telling from the fact that you said that you moved away and then told your father after the fact.
After, yeah.
Because
she moved from Texas to Virginia.
Because you knew that it was going to cause a whole fucking thing. That's also telling. You can just drop it here and there. I think there's just one of two things you can do. So, if you don't want to, because you shouldn't have to feel like you need to be the one that reaches out. Because honestly, he should fucking know.
Yeah.
He's a grown-ass adult. He's got children. Yeah. Like, he should fucking know if he wants to have a relationship with his fucking child, then he needs to stop reaching out when he needs something. You know? Like,
so like,
and for holidays. Like, that's much more, like, that's a family dynamic that you're supposed to have all year round, not just on the fucking holidays.
So, okay, I want to touch on a couple of things just because I do have the experience with step family and all this fucking bullshit, right? And split families and whatever. One, like, so like I grew up and I have a stepmom and I also have a stepdad. So like I've got the fucking all the bases covered. And stepbrothers, whatever the fuck. Growing up, I didn't like my step family a lot. Like I didn't like my stepmom, I didn't like my stepdad, and a lot of that was just on my end. It wasn't. They weren't abusive. Like my stepdad, he didn't plan on having kids or anything like that. But over the course of years, you know, grew to be more like a father figure, and my stepmom took care of us as well, right? So while they weren't like my parents, they at least fucking tried. So I didn't have this like abusive fucking step parent like Lisa here. However, I had very abusive stepbrothers, and my older stepbrother, or I guess they're both older than me, but the younger of the two, I fucking hate him. I will always hate him. And the thing is, it comes down to the fact that his whole life he has been a fuck up, and he has been an abuser, and he's been a piece of shit, and he's put all that on me. He's like he was abusive, he was shitty to me. You know, he is this dude's gone to prison. He's numerous times. He's fucking shit. You know, I don't like him. My family will forgive and forgive and forgive, and it drives me crazy. You know, and it's one of those things like there was a part of me, even as an adult, where I wanted to like maybe have that relationship and maybe have like, hey, it'd be cool to have an actual fucking brother, you know, like it would have been cool to have like, and so like, and so there was a part of me that I would try as an adulthood, where like, you know, where he couldn't really fucking bully me anymore. I would try to kind of have that, but it just never worked because one, I've never been able to get past the shit that he did. I couldn't like, you know, like the whole like you getting slapped in the face thing. Like Sam said, you can't get past that. I had the same shit with him, you know, and like you could say, oh, fucking boys will be boys, but it's not the same when it's like, you know, it's a fucking teenage boy and he's fucking beating up on me in front of his friends and shit, you know, like it's not the same. You keep that shit in your head whether you want to or not, and it's hard to look past it. I don't think you'll ever really look past what she did to you in the same way that I'll never look past what he did to me. And I think that that's okay too. I don't think you have to look past that. You're allowed to like, you know, and
your feelings are valid. Like you can,
exactly.
And happened to you.
But the problem with this is the fact that in a way has made me more distant from my actual family, even my stepmom, his mom.
Because no one will address it, right? No one will. Yeah, exactly. No, I feel that. I feel that. I feel that.
Exactly.
And that's the same thing with me. So I have no relationship with my parents for other reasons, but it's also fractured my relationship with my siblings because no one wants to talk about it.
Yeah, and
it's like I can't fuck with you if we're not on the same page. Like it's gang, ride or die, baby.
Exactly. And the thing is, like, and this is a hard lesson for everybody to learn because all I ever wanted from my brother, all I ever wanted was for him to go, hey, I'm sorry. I fucked up.
Yeah, I'm taking acknowledge like I did in the situation.
That I was a piece of shit. Never, and I'm never gonna get that. And I think that's the thing a lot of people need to realize is that you are not owed anything, even if you are, but you're not. You know, like you can't control what people are gonna do.
Right.
You may deserve it. You deserve the apology, but it doesn't mean you'll ever get it. Right. Yeah. But the problem is
it's like acknowledgement in the whole scheme of things.
And it's too hard for me to it's hard for me to look at my stepmom anytime this dude comes up and go, why didn't you fucking make him or something, you know? But again, she couldn't. But at the same time, I can't not think that way. And I think the same it's going to be here with your dad because he is going.
You're the father,
and
like
he's choosing
the child.
Yes,
you're letting this person that you married disrespect your child.
And he is whether you want to hear it or not, he's choosing her over you. He hands down by not only by coming to you and asking
out of it.
Her,
it's like how you stay out of it.
By asking for you to bail her out and all this shit. He's willing to make you take on the financial burden of your fucking stepmother. No, fuck that.
No.
Like if it was like if he was coming to you because hey, I need help because of another financial reason. If it's like something for like medical reasons, that's much different. That's totally different. Yeah. But this woman was shoplifting at Walmart. Fuck
the third time.
For the third time, So honestly, I think that you have already made up your mind, and I could just be reading between the lines here. You know, again, I don't personally know Lisa. This is just me from going off the story.
Yeah.
I think you've already made up your mind, but I think that you are guilting yourself and feeling like you have to do something. I say just fucking be done with it. Cut ties, and that's it. And if your dad ever wants to reach out,
or just be very fake and cordial about it and only give a response on situations like that, Father's Day, Christmas, just the fake check-in, if that's what you want.
I mean, but that's just it. Do it if you want to. Don't
do
it
if you want to. If you don't want to, then that's
still
and I think there's still a guilt with that. Like,
well, not only that, but there's also a type of like a labor.
Yeah, there is.
In doing like a mental labor in knowing that, okay, hang on, I gotta I gotta say Happy Father's Day in a text.
Yeah.
Even if you're just texting, there's still a mental labor with that. So that
I mean, okay, I have to tell 2 people Happy Father's Day and Happy Mother's Day, and they're 2 people or 4 people, I guess, that I don't dislike, but that's already mentally laboring enough for me. So I can't imagine having to do it for somebody you don't like, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So I think that honestly,
where there's trauma involved.
Exactly. So I think it's one of those things that, like, don't fucking, you said you want to focus on making a family and a relationship like your own dynamic. Focus on that. That's all that fucking matters.
I think so too.
If your dad wants to reach out to you, I would leave the door open in the sense that he can reach out with a fucking apology, but not so he can reach out and ask you for more stuff. Like I don't think there's any harm in listening to somebody if they want to approach you for something, but you also have to be guarded with that in the sense that, like,
you have to set your boundaries.
You set your boundaries. Yeah, you set your boundaries.
Absolutely.
And if he's reaching out and then there's a fucking turn heel and, oh, by the way, we could use a little bit of help. No, sorry, we're done.
Yeah.
That's the end of the conversation. I'm glad you're doing well, but we're done. But, like, I don't think you need to reach out for Father's Day. Maybe that sounds cold-hearted, but you don't owe your dad anything, especially when you are the one who essentially, like you said, after your mom passed away, you took up the burden of raising him. You're the one cooking.
Yeah.
You're the one taking care of the house.
Yeah.
These are things that he should have been doing. And I don't know what generation he is, or or if it's just that fucking bullshit of, like, the man cook or the man works and the woman cooks. I don't know what generation he's from.
Semi.
Yeah. So, but,
a little
like,
machismo situation.
That's
a little
what
bit.
it sounds like to me. It sounds like that kind of shit of, like, why isn't my dinner ready? But it got put onto you. Which is, it wouldn't have been right if it was put on your mom either, but just in general, there's so much shit you
even when her mother was alive, it sounds like he was incredibly distant too. It sounds like that typical, I'm the dad, but I'm not the involved dad. I'm the put the bread on the table dad. Like, I'm the man, and then things happened around me.
It's a very baby boomer situation.
Yeah.
Classic.
There's a difference in
like,
being someone's fucking legal guardian and being their father.
Yes.
And I think that's a big fucking dynamic that needs to split. Father's Day is for fucking fathers who give a shit about their kids and who have shown that they give a shit about their kids.
Not just
it's
because
not just
you
because
birthed them.
they were
They're not the
legally
same
fucking
thing.
your parent. And again, maybe that sounds like an asshole thing to say, but fucking...
well, we're in the same camp. I don't believe that's an asshole thing to say.
Yeah, like I'm over this idea of having to be guilted into Happy Father's Day. Well, why?
Being guilted into trauma.
Because
no thanks.
The thing is, when you wish someone a happy, like say you wish him a Happy Father's Day, right? What about your dad has made you happy? For you to wish him a Happy Father's Day. For you to wish him a good day. What about, like, when everything you've said has been fucking trauma and you moved away and you told him after, it's fucking cut ties, be done with it. If he reaches out to you and he wants to apologize for his fucking shitty behavior, cool. But do not feel guilty for not talking to this man on a fucking arbitrary day of the year because fucking social media and Hallmark.
Yeah.
I agree.
So hopefully that.
Hopefully that cleared that up.
I hope it helps in some way.
I'm not saying it's easy. It's not an easy situation.
It's definitely not.
Nobody's claiming to be easy.
And I feel like it's more like, what's right for you, and there's so many people who just don't understand. They're like, but it's your dad. It's like, fucking what?
Yeah, it's also one of those things where you could totally possibly know what you really want to do, but it doesn't make it any easier to actually do. And I definitely know about, like, I know about that. Like, it's one of those things where this could be good for you and your fucking mental sanity to just deal and make and create your own family and life right now. But that doesn't make it any easier to actually do the thing that you need to do to get there. Something
that's never addressed is that, and you might see this occasionally on social media, things like, hey, it's okay to break up with your friends. That's a very real thing. You can have, it is even if you are in a bad relationship, like a romantic relationship, and it's bad, it can still be fucking hard to get out of it. It's not fucking easy. You know that you need to get out of this relationship. Even if it's not like abusive, it can still be bad for you. It's hard to get out of it. If you have a shitty relationship with a friend, you know, it's hard to get out of it, even though it's okay to. The same thing, and nobody fucking says this, you can do this with family too.
Yes.
You can break up with your family. If they're bad for you, they're bad for you. You know, like the whole fucking family for life, blood for life is bullshit. People, whether they're your spouse, they're your friend, they're your mom, they're your dad, your brother, your sister, whatever, it doesn't matter. They can be fucking awful, and you deserve to be able to cut ties with any human being at any point in time, whenever you fucking want to, if they are abusive towards you. You don't have to have a reason. You don't have to have an excuse. You don't have to fucking come up with a pros and cons list. You just fucking do what is right for you and your mental well-being. And in your case as well, maybe your fucking family's mental well-being. If you're trying to have a family, do you really want this person to be around as your fucking grandfather to your kids? Or even worse, having that stepmother around as a fucking grandparent to your kids? There's, you know, focus on your life, what you want, and what, you know, your social dynamic with the relationships that you're trying to build now, the family that you're trying to build now. Everything else doesn't matter. Like, nothing else matters.
I think now is really the time. It sounds like, you know, you have taken care of your father when you were fucking 14, and from 14, and I think you now need to worry about like enjoying your life and not taking care of the people who should have taken care of you when you were younger.
Yeah.
I think that's the ultimate thing. Now is your time. Now is your time to be happy.
Yep.
And if that means cutting ties, then cut the fucking ties. Start something new.
Yeah. Yep. Something positive, something fun, something good, something new.
Be your own daddy.
Yeah.
That's right, girl.
Go to Amazon, buy yourself one of them daddy hats, you know?
Yes.
You wear that shit around, and you look in the mirror and you say, Happy Father's Day to yourself.
That's right. That's right.
That's how you handle that situation.
There's this mug I want.
We should have said that from the beginning.
I know, right? There's this mug that I want that just says the best guy on it.
Well,
I hope it helps in some way.
Yeah. I hope. And I think just knowing that you're not alone in the situation. There's tons of people who 100%. Have fractured relationships with whomever. Because the world will tell you otherwise. You know, the world will be like, well, you only have one dad. And it's like, okay, but it's
AJ's
not working
got like
out.
3 of them.
Yeah, I can prove that wrong right now. So
yeah. Right. he has extra to spare. You need one?
Yeah. I'll toss one your way. Hey, yo, Vincent, get out there.
Give her the one that really likes Walk Hard.
That's Vincent.
Oh my god.
Oh man, I feel like if it wasn't for the fact that like, you know, they're my like you're never gonna have like the dynamic of like a stepdad and a dad being friends. Like my stepdad and dad would have like the perfect like buddy cop names, like Vincent and Frank. Like, yo, Vinny and Frank, you know?
Frankie and Vinny.
Frankie and Vinny, Vincent and Frank.
Good cop, bad cop.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, Lisa, thank you for at least sharing your story with us. Hopefully we were able to like, you know, I'm not gonna say help because we're not a fucking helpline, but we hopefully, whatever, you know, hopefully whatever we just did.
You got something out of this.
You got something out of it. There we go. That's the way to put it. Yeah.
Whatever it is, I hope you got it.
I don't like saying the word help because that sounds so fucking hoity-toity, whatever. That's not us. But hopefully got something out of it. Even if it's a laugh at the very end. But
yeah, we
will be back for this coming Wednesday, a full episode. I will continue my little spiel that I went on earlier about 90s technology. We got some comments to read on this coming up episode too. So been seeing some comments on the YouTube. Want to read those out. Got some more Ask Reddit, by the way. Yeah, that's coming back at you. So
hell yeah.
Got some good stuff coming up this coming Wednesday. So hopefully you guys are liking what you're hearing. We will see you this Wednesday for a full episode. Goodbye.
Goodbye.